Dirextra placement course for engineers, construction, oil and gas sectors.
Before we start, I just want to give you a little history about Cimolai, talk about where we came from. Now, some people might say, why we're talking about history, why is it so important? Well, the reason for this is, if you can understand the history where we came from, if you can understand how we've grown, you can also understand the present. Because the basic fundamental principles, the ethics, the ideology has remained the same. The story begins in this place, Pordenone, which is here. And as far as business is concerned, it's ideally situated for transport and things like that. So it's a good place to start our story. Now, every story needs a hero. So here's our hero. This man here. This is Armando Cimolai, and he's the founder of our company. Okay, so this is where he came to here. So it's just a little piece of land, 200 metres square. You can see it's on the banks of the river here, the River Noncello. And just here they started to do some very light metal work. They used to make nails. Do you understand nails? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Or little railings, things like that. And work was work in those days. Anything they could find, they got to do. Then disaster happened in 1951. This river here broke its banks and it flooded everything, so he lost everything. So he was very determined. He moved to this little property here, a little bit bigger, in Via Trento, and he stayed there for 3 years. Now in Via Trento, he did light metal carpentry, so he worked on gates, window frames, doors, that kind of thing. And again, he outgrew the area, and he made a very courageous decision to come here, 10 times bigger, this property. He had 10 employees. Okay, so there's the original building, some of the machinery we have here. And this character here is his wife. Okay, now his wife, along with his 2 little boys, also played a big role in the company. Albina is her name, and she was responsible for the supplies. She was I suppose you could say, the purchasing department at that time. She also took part in all the meetings, human resources. She was a mother. I mean, only a woman can do this, I think. Superwoman. And so she was very involved. And one of the little boys, Luigi, now is our company president, Luigi Cimolai. And looking at this picture here, this demonstrates some of the ingenuity at that time. This vehicle we see here was actually a World War II built vehicle. So it was a kind of armoured vehicle they used in the war. And they needed a crane. They had no money for a crane, so they just built this vehicle, converted it. And it gives you an example of the kind of innovation and why the company was so successful at that time, because any problem that they had, they were able to work around it with this kind of flexible mentality, which you're famous for, I think, Italian people. Now, we fast forward to 1963. We need to move again. This time, just up to Viale Veneto, you can see it's a much, much bigger place, 23,000 metres squared. Now, with all this expansion, we needed to create more space. So 2 workspaces were acquired, one in Polcinigo in 1974, one in Rovereto. So not far from Pordenone, 10 minutes, maximum 5 minutes. This is the plant in Polcinigo. You can see it's got good access to rail, that's why it was acquired. And the same with Rovereto here. Rovereto is important because of the finishing for the metalworking. So look at the next slide here. This presents a problem. As the company expanded a lot, obviously transport became a problem. So in order to solve this problem, 2 places were bought here. So here in Portonogaro, it's about 45 minutes from Pordenone, and Monfalcone, about an hour away. So these were 2 ports that we acquired in order to help with the transport and the shipping. Okay, if we look at Portonogaro, we can see it's equipped with a quay, which is essential for as we became more international. And this place also in Monfalcone, the same. huge areas, really huge, and they're constantly expanding. And that brings us up to date here to 2016 we acquired this office, so just a couple of years ago. And this is very modern structure. This is where we base our operations now. Just outside of Pordenone, a place called Pocia. And it houses between 150 and 200 employees in the main office. And we've got some various offices in the Middle East, New York and London. So it's becoming a very multinational company. If you look at the worldwide coverage, the dark areas are the projects that are in progress. The light areas are the ones that are completed. Worldwide we have about 3,000 employees. And regarding tons of steel, 150,000 approximately each year. The turnover is around €500 million. And if you look at how it's distributed around the world, only about a third of it is in Italy. I mean, it's a very important part. We still have many important projects in Italy, but the majority of it is abroad, which gives us a nice opportunity to expand our horizons a little bit. It's very dynamic work, interesting, and a chance to see some of the world. We look back to Mr. Armando. So him and his wife are still with us. He celebrated his 90th birthday last week, and they're still a part of the company. But I can't finish the presentation without speaking about our current president, Armando's son Luigi, because it can't be overestimated what an impact he has had on the company. He's really been an essential part since 1976 when he got his degree and he started, and especially since 2006 when he's been working with us as our company president. And when you consider Armando, his father, he had the determination, the courage to start this company. It's really Mr. Cimolai Luigi who's had the tenacity not just to continue it, but to really expand it and get it to grow. So with Mr. Cimolai, we're in good hands. And now I'd like to leave you with Claudia. You'll be in safe hands with her too. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. I'm one of the project manager of the company and vice president of Cimolai USA. So I work in US. So I'm gonna walk you through the main, what we do as a company. So what we are specialized in. Bridges, historically that's one of the main part of the company in terms of production and fabrication. This is an overview about past projects. So from 1994 up to 2004, these are cable stayed bridges, we have also much more simple bridges, arch bridges. So we have, let's say, a knowledge that is very strong, both in terms of erection and in terms of fabrication. And so I personally followed Pleasure Media in 2006. So I was a site manager there. And more recently, the Bayonne Bridge. This is a refurbishment, actually. So the deck of the bridge was raised because following the Panama Canal expansion, basically the ships were too big to pass underneath the bridge. So it's a huge project. So I want to show you some of the major bridges we did, and that are interesting for some reasons. So this is a very nice bridge that we did in Réunion Island. So this is in the Indian Ocean. That's another amazing erection. So you see basically the bridge was fully done on one side of the bridge, and it was erected thanks to two barges, and it was skied up basically on the other side. So the glass was pre-erected on the bridge before doing the launching. So this is just to give you an idea of how wide, the typology of erection may be, and that's really something I personally like. That was the first project we did in US, so it was back 2010, in Dallas. This is a Calatrava bridge. So basically this opened our market in US. After that project, we had several opportunities. I will walk you through on a later stage, but that for us, this is an iconic bridge that gave us, I mean, I don't know if you realized before when Daniel was walking you through the history of the company that 27% of the production actually is in US. Another big portion of our production and our know-how are the stadiums. So we did, I mean, I don't want to say most of the most famous stadium in the world, but we are pretty close. Two major steps we did in our development of the company. One was with the Millennium Stadium. That was after the shelters that Daniel was mentioning. Millennium Stadium was really, let's say, a huge project with huge time constraints, and where basically all the company focused on that specific project to make it happen, because it's not easy when you move abroad to be organized in such a way that the client is happy. If you took an Emirates flight, you see that on the tail there is a symbol that actually is the stylish version of this dome. So this is for the Expo 2020. So this is the sign. If you take a flight, you will see that sign. So okay, this was the master plan, how they developed the idea. I think this was given by the client, right? This video was provided by the client. This is downtown Manhattan. We did actually, I think, 3 major projects in Midtown and one big one in downtown Manhattan. So this is the project I was mentioning before. So this is the hub station at downtown. So this is exactly where the Twin Towers fell down. So this is where basically the trains that come from New Jersey connect to the New York City train hub. There's another one that is Grand Central Station that is slightly bigger than this one, but let's say that's an old station, this is a new one, so there's a bit of competition between the two. This serves something like 200,000 people per day. This is a section. So what to do? We decided to, let's say, divide what we call lower portal from the upper portal that basically connects the lower with the arch. So the arch has this transition element that is basically a kind of huge sandwich that connects the upper to the rafter. So these are the main elements as shipped. Lower, upper, transition plus arch. So these two pieces were welded together in our shop, and the rafters. And now I want to speak, there are other 2 projects. So the first one, both of them are one beside the other, so that's an amazing thing, the fact that 2 very challenging projects are one beside the other. Both are in this area, so Midtown Manhattan. That will be in the middle of the square that will be surrounded by this new skyscraper they are building right now. You see 46-meter high. I think there are, you see, 154 staircases. So this is how it will be. The vessel, that is the name we give to the tiny stuff, is down here. You don't see here, but it's something like that size compared with the rest. So this is the full development, the render of how the area will look like. Here you have, let's say, a fixed building and a movable one. So they are one on top of the other. These are the wheels. The wheels are 2 meters 10. So that was the try we did May 6 last here. That takes 3 minutes to move. This is a time lapse, but in reality it takes 3 minutes. So it's a very quick one. So this is how it works. So to exploit the space they have just in front and make, let's say, a performance, an event building. This is what they invented, basically. So you see, we have movable doors that are under erection in this moment. So you see, basically, they will have the ability to switch and change the destination of the building as needed. I think that's my last slide. So that's it.
L'obiettivo che ci siamo posti in questo momento e che ci poniamo adesso è quello di spiegarvi meglio la nostra organizzazione, come funziona, come è strutturata e oltre a come è organizzato tutta la parte di HR. Vi diamo qualche numero, giusto per avere un'idea delle risorse umane all'interno dell'azienda, all'interno dell'intero gruppo. Possiamo vedere come l'azienda ha sempre avuto un trend di crescita. Il picco si può evidenziare negli anni 2015-2016, dove abbiamo avuto i maggiori lavori, i più grandi lavori che l'azienda abbia fatto, e tutti insieme soprattutto. Oculus, Panama, Allseas, Tengiz, quindi diverse tipologie di lavori che a vari livelli ci hanno interessati, quindi dal management alla parte operativa e quant'altro. Un altro dato interessante, su cui poniamo un attimo l'attenzione, è l'età media. Vediamo come le persone all'interno dell'azienda sono situate soprattutto nella fascia di età tra i 30 e i 39 anni. L'età media da noi è 34 anni, per darvi un'idea. Ora vi presento invece quella che è la struttura organizzativa. Spero si veda, che voi riusciate a capire, ve lo spiego brevemente. La nostra organizzazione è una struttura matrice, quindi ci sono questi dipartimenti, che sono i dipartimenti di servizio, sono quindi quelle aree aziendali che sono altamente specializzate in una data attività, in un dato settore. Abbiamo l'ufficio acquisti, l'ufficio tecnico ovviamente, quindi progettazione e disegno, tutta la parte dell'operation, quindi produzione, qualità, sicurezza, sistemi informativi e ovviamente in ultimo la parte amministrativa degli HR. Tutti questi dipartimenti hanno l'obiettivo di lavorare sinergicamente fornendo un servizio a quelle che sono le direzioni tecnico-commerciali che si trovano lì in alto. Quindi quello che i dipartimenti fanno è offrire la loro specializzazione, la loro competenza tecnica specializzata per tutti i singoli progetti che ci sono in azienda. Tutto questo sotto la supervisione e il coordinamento delle direzioni tecnico-commerciali, che è l'area di cui fa parte appunto Claudia. Le direzioni tecniche hanno una doppia anima, infatti vi ho parlato di direzione tecnica commerciale, perché si occupano delle commesse o dei progetti dalla fase di acquisizione, quindi tutta la fase commerciale, fino alla fase di gestione, realizzazione, quindi installazione dell'opera. Ci sono due divisioni diverse che adesso vi farò vedere, però hanno questa doppia anima sotto la guida di un direttore tecnico commerciale. Le nostre direzioni tecniche, lì ne vedete 7, se non conto male, ora ce n'è un'ottava, che deve essere ancora ufficializzata, però per quello non l'abbiamo messa. Sono suddivise secondo un principio sia geografico sia di mercato di riferimento. Questa divisione tendenzialmente perché abbiamo una direzione tecnica che magari si occupa specificatamente d'Italia, quella che si occupa dell'area anglofona, quindi Stati Uniti, Inghilterra, UK, insomma in generale, Medio Oriente, area francofona, ma arriviamo anche alla parte di progetti speciali, quindi progetti che possono essere situati in tutto il mondo, ma che sono caratterizzati da una difficoltà, una particolarità del progetto per X motivi. Un esempio è il telescopio, per darvi un'idea, rientra in questa categoria. E poi abbiamo una divisione invece che ha un mercato completamente diverso, che è quello dell'oil and gas, tubi, energy, quindi è un settore che in realtà non è legato al dove vengono realizzati i progetti, ma proprio alla tipologia. Se prendiamo questo come esempio, che è la situazione più facilmente riconoscibile all'interno della nostra azienda, abbiamo il project manager, un site manager, un document controller che si occupa di tutta la parte di gestione dei documenti in entrata e in uscita e degli assistenti che ovviamente seguono degli argomenti specifici, quindi avrò un project manager junior, un assistente project manager che segue la parte di interfaccia con l'ufficio tecnico, quello che segue l'interfaccia con la produzione, con la qualità. I nostri progetti sono dei progetti complessi, tecnicamente sfidanti, sono fatti su misura e sono unici. Difficilmente troverete in azienda 2 progetti uguali. Hanno il nome uguale, 2 stadi, ma le caratteristiche dell'uno sono completamente diverse dalle caratteristiche dell'altro. Quindi la dinamicità, la voglia il fatto di poter vedere tantissime cose molto diverse, quindi di imparare sempre, è alla base del nostro lavoro, dei nostri progetti. Progetti sfidanti, progetti unici comportano ambiente di lavoro sfidante e stimolante. Non potremo mai fare i progetti che facciamo, ovviamente, se non fossimo sicuri che le nostre persone sono fondamentali. Non si può realizzare un progetto senza le persone che fanno parte dell'azienda. Per questo noi crediamo che le persone siano al centro della nostra azienda, che siano quello che fa la differenza. Per fare la differenza però le persone hanno bisogno di essere formate, di fare un percorso di crescita. Non possono rimanere ferme nello stesso stadio in cui sono arrivate, hanno bisogno di crescere e noi abbiamo il dovere di farle crescere. Come lo facciamo? Lo facciamo in 2 modi. Quello che è il percorso di crescita tradizionale, verticale, quello che potete vedere nell'immagine, che vuol dire nel tempo aumentare le attività, aumentare le responsabilità, fare un upgrade di ruolo, ma non vuol dire solo questo, vuol dire ampliare le proprie conoscenze e le proprie competenze. Vi faccio vedere un piccolo riassunto dell'azienda. Finito.